Okay, welcome back, students. 8.3, the product and quotient theorems. The product of a complex number in trigonometric form, if R1 CIS1 or CIS theta 1 and R2 CIS theta 2 are complex numbers, then the product of those complex numbers, we multiply the R's together and we add the thetas. That's for the product. The quotient of a complex number, if R1 CIS theta 1 and R2 CIS theta 2 are two complex numbers, then the quotient, the division of those two, is R1 divided by R2, and then the difference, theta 1 minus theta 2. Okay, so here it was the product and the sum, and here it's the quotient and the difference. Okay, example 8. Find the product of 4 cosine 120 plus I sine 120 and 5 cosine 30 plus I sine 30. So let's rewrite these. This is 4 CIS 120 times 5 CIS 30. Okay. So this is going to tell me that I'm going to multiply the R's together and add the thetas. So 4 times 5 CIS 120 plus 30. Okay. So this is 20 CIS 150. That's the trigonometric form. So now I want to get the rectangular form. So x is equal to r cosine theta, y is equal to r sine theta. Okay, so this is 20 cosine of 150, and this is x is equal to, and y is equal to 20 times the sine of 150. Okay, so if we remember back to our unit circle, 150 had a reference angle of 30 degrees. Okay, and it had a bigger x value than y value. So this is going to be, the cosine is going to be negative radical 3 over 2, and the sine is 1/2. So this is 20 times negative radical 3 over 2, and the y value, the y is going to be equal to 20 times 1/2. That's x and y. So x is going to be equal to, the 20 and the 2 are going to cancel to make 10. This is negative 10 radical 3. And the y is going to be 20 and the 2 is going to cancel to be 10. 10 times 1 is 10. So y equals 10. So my final rectangular form is going to be negative 10 radical 3 plus 10i. Okay, because remember it's x plus iy, or x plus yi. That's the rectangular form here. Okay, find the quotient of, in example 9, find the quotient of 27 CIS 45 over 9 CIS negative 180. And so we're going to go 27 over 9. And then this is CIS times 45 minus negative 180. So there are two negatives there to make sure that you take into account that we're subtracting, but then we're subtracting a negative, which is going to make it addition. So this is 3 CIS 45 plus 180, which is 3 CIS 225. Now 225, that's located in the third quadrant. Okay, 225. And the reference angle is a 45-degree angle. So this is going to be located at negative radical 2 over 2, negative radical 2 over 2. Okay, for the cosines and sines there. So we've got x equals r cosine theta, y equals r sine theta. So x is equal to, I'm not going to carry the x through the whole thing. This is r is 3 times the cosine theta, that's negative radical 2 over 2. And then y is the same thing, 3 times negative radical 2 over 2. And so this is going to become 3/2, negative 3/2, radical 2, and this is negative 3/2, radical 2. So if I wanted to put it into rectangular form, it would just be negative 3 over 2 radical 2 or 3 radical 2 over 2, however you want to write it. Okay, maybe I'll write it like that. Negative 3 radical 2 over 2 plus negative 3 radical 2 over 2i. Okay. Okay, last one. Use the calculator to find the following. Write the answer in rectangular form. So let's put this into CIS form. So this is 11.27 CIS 5 pi over 6, okay, all over 3.79 CIS of pi over 4. Okay, so I'm going to divide this. So this becomes 11.27 over 3.79, which is not going to divide nicely. So I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, CIS. And then this is going to be 5 pi over 6 minus pi over 4. Okay. Okay, what's 5 pi over 6 minus pi over 4? Okay, so what's 5/6 minus 1/4? So let's multiply both top and bottom over here by 4. Multiply both top and bottom over here by 6 to get a common denominator. So this is 20 minus 6 over the common denominator 24. 20 minus 6 is 14 over 24. If I reduce, I get 7 over 12. Okay, so this should be 7 pi over 12. So 11.27, 3.79, CIS 7 pi over 12. Okay, so now how am I going to turn that into rectangular form? Well, once again, x is equal to r. But what's r in this case? R is this weird number, 11.27 over 379. Okay, so r cosine theta. Maybe I'll put this over here. X is equal to r cosine theta. Y is equal to r sine theta. Okay, so x is equal to 11.27 over 3.7. I'm not going to get that number just yet. I'm going to plug that into the calculator in a minute. Times the cosine of 7 pi over 12. Y is equal to 11.27 over 3.79 times the sine of 7 pi over 12. Now I can plug this into my calculator, making sure that it's in radian mode. Okay, so I can figure out what x and y are, because once again, we're going to get x plus yi, right? That's the rectangular form of this. So plugging that in to the calculator, again, make sure we're in radian mode. We are in radian mode. That's good. Okay, and then I want to go 11.27 divided by 3.79. Okay, that's 2.974 roughly. Okay, but now I'm going to take that number and I'm going to multiply it by the cosine of 7 pi over 12. Okay, and that gives me negative 0.7696 about. So I'm going to write that number down. So x is negative 0.7696 plus, okay, and then whatever the y comes out to be. So the y is going to be the same thing as we had before. I'm going to just grab this guy, which was that value from before, but instead of cosine this time, I'm going to multiply by sine. This is going to be 7 pi over 12. Okay. And that's 2.8723, roughly. Okay. 2.8, what was it again? 2.8723. 23i. Okay. Okay, and that's 8.3. And I will see you in the next section.